equality and comparison operators. As we checked on the previous lesson, we have equality operator, which is var a equals to 5, var b equals to 5. If a equals to b, then console right line, they're the same. Two numbers are the same. A and b are the same. Right line. No, we're not gonna write anything, so we just run it. .NET run. A and b are the same. That's equality operator. But now we can do inequality operator, which says if a is not equal to b, then console.writeLine, which a and b are not the same. Okay, now if we run this code, yeah, but they are equal. We are going to change a number just to, we will take two different numbers and try to compare them. So in this case, we have a, which is 5, and b, which is 1, and we're comparing them. 5 is not equal to 1. That's true. And I will print on the console, a and b are not the same. So we try to run it again, .NET run. A and B are not the same. So we got it into this condition because A is 5 and B is 1 and they're not equal. We're talking about value types. Value types. But we have also reference types. And I'm going to explain a little bit about reference types. So we have, let's create a class. Public class. Let's stick with the person. It will be very easy. We'll give it a property of type string. We will call it first name, and another public string last name. We'll keep it very simple. Okay, we try to create two persons. It's first is John and second is Kyle, and see if we compare them, how it will act if we try to compare two objects. Var John equals new person. We created John. We will give him a name, which is John first name, John, and John last name equals to Smith. Okay, now we create Kyle, var Kyle. Actually, we can do it in constructor. That's very easy. So we will create ctor variable var. We'll keep even simpler this class. We will remove the last name. Okay, now we created a person John, and I wanna output it on the console. Console, right line. John, first name. Okay, let's do .NET run. It outputs us the John name. Okay, if we create another John, just we will call it something different. John copy, new person, and we keep the same string as we're passing in the constructor. So it will be John. All right, now let's see if they are equal. If John is not equal to John copy, then console write line John are not equal. Okay, let's try and run it. Johns are not equal because they reference not the same object. These two Johns are completely different objects stored in the memory. But if we take John, copy, and compare it to John and assign John copy variable to John, then we should see another result. Here we go, console write line. And then after that, if it's not true, if they're not equal, then we are saying John, this is the same John. Okay, let's do if they're not equal. So now we have a person. We created person John. We stored it into this variable. We created another variable and assigned the link to this object, this newly created object. And then if they're not the same, we will console.writeLine Johns are not equal. And if they are the same, we will output this is the same John. Okay, now let's .NET Run. This is the same John. So basically they both refers to the same object. So this is how it works. Equality and inequality operators for value types and for reference types.